It's common knowledge, apparently, that men are the promiscuous ones and women cheat far less. However, I don't believe this to be true. I think it's a wives' tale, even though that's not the most apt description of it. Because men, typically when a man cheats, he offers no rationalization for it. He merely states, well, I got my dick sucked behind the Denny's, what am I going to do now? I cheated. That's that. And he either tells his wife or just kind of lives with it. Maybe he feels guilty, maybe he doesn't, whatever. But when a woman cheats, it's a bit different. And I think it has something to do with evolutionary biology. In the past, when a woman was unfaithful, she could expect exile, torture, execution for infidelity. And this is because her actions cast doubt upon her husband's paternity, which could potentially uproot or eliminate a tribe, or at the very least cause a lot of social discord to a bunch of already tenuous tribal relations. So it behooves a woman then to develop her rationalization and her coping abilities. I'm not saying men don't rationalize cheating. I'm saying that women are especially good at it because women evolved a kind of intrinsic duplicity. Because once you believe your own lie and you internalize your own lie and you don't even, to you it becomes truth, it's much easier to defend because you can defend it with better conviction. You don't have to act. It's kind of like being a method actor. It's kind of like in that Batman movie with Heath Ledger where he walked around for 6 months pretending he was the Joker and eventually he became the Joker. The lie becomes the truth to a woman. So what she'll do is, in order to protect herself from, and this is in the past, to protect herself from the sociological consequences of fucking around, she would say, well, it wasn't really cheating because of X, or I'm not really an adulteress because of Y, because of these extenuating circumstances, or because, I was emotionally fragile, or because, he had a big club and it made me feel uncomfortable, and the woolly mammoth coat he offered me looked really nice, and I wound up giving it to my husband anyway. So bullshit like that makes her actions, that kind of exculpates her from her actions. In modern society, it becomes something more like, and how many times have we all heard this? I know I've heard the following examples several times from real college-educated women. Oh, it wasn't cheating because I was drunk. Oh, it wasn't cheating because he was in another country, and technically that doesn't count. Or because I was in another country, and that technically doesn't count. Or, oh, it wasn't cheating because we got into a really, really bad fight, and we broke up. At least it felt like we broke up, even though we didn't really say we broke up. It just felt like we were broken up because the fight was so bad. So it wasn't really cheating. Or, oh, it wasn't really cheating because it was just kissing, or it was just a hand job, or he didn't come in my mouth. He came in my nose, and that's not a love orifice, so it's not really cheating. I've heard all of those excuses, with the exception of the last one, potentially, from multiple times. Like I've said, from college-educated, otherwise seemingly respectable women. So, if these women can lie to themselves, if these women are of such psychological mendacity to themselves, why would they not lie, even anonymously, if they were polled? If someone came up to them and said, "Oh, have you ever cheated?" Well, in her mind, no, she hasn't, because he was in Dubai, and apparently it doesn't count. So why would she admit that she cheated? A man kind of has to face reality on these things, though, because where our emotions or our emotional, like the paradigm in which a man exists, sort of forces an at-face assessment of his reality. And the survival of a man is severely impeded by rationalizations. So it's less common, although we still do it all the time in minor ways, it's less common for a man to lie about something like that. So all these polls that say men cheat at 3 times the rate women cheat, it's all bullshit. At least that's what I think. So, yeah, that's my first podcast.